Hello there, people of the internet. My name is RUTO GOV, and this is Political Headache. Today, I'm in the studio with the generals of Bunge. They told me that one of them is not Bunge, so that is fine. But, you know, I've always wondered, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about yourselves. Because I think away from Bunge, kuna kitu munafanya, sindio? So I will give you an opportunity. We start with the lady first? Good. Let's start with you first.
Okay, I am Michelle Kerubo Ondabu from the Informed Ballot movement. Yes, so basically this movement came up after seeing the sort of problems that have been going on under the Bunge, and it's basically meant to resolve some of the issues. Yeah, we want to ensure that all these people who are participating and raising issues, etc., they know how to do it and the right forums to use and ways that could work to provide a solution to all these things. Yeah.
Well explained. And you, sir?
Yes, thank you. I'm Kelvin Mwachi, also member of Bunge La Wanainchi, but in particular, Informed Ballot movement.
Yeah. So I want to start by you explaining to me, what is the reason why? So she's talked about some of the problems that we're having at Bunge that informed the formation of Informed Ballot movement. So tell me a little bit about Bunge, because one of the problems that I've had with Bunge is that it has never been a registered organization. I don't know the reason why it has never been registered. In fact, when we were taking tea with you outside the set, in your own words, you said that Bunge La Wanainchi is an amorphous organization. What do you mean by amorphous organization?
Exactly that. It is an amorphous organization. Bunge La Wanainchi is not a registered organization. And reason being not registered is because then it will defeat the logic. The purpose of Bunge was to offer criticism, to oversee the executive, the national government, and to call it out if it goes to, if it deviates from the course, probably if there are excesses of the government. So if it were to be registered, if it were to have a specific constitution, it will be derailed from achieving that particular objective. Because by registering, it will mean it has recognized officials and leaders who can easily be tracked down and probably be bribed or be bought for purposes of driving a particular agenda. So the reason why it is amorphous, and by the way, it's not entirely amorphous in the sense that it is not organized. It has a constitution, unwritten. What I mean is that the constitution
Kerubo, you're a lawyer. Kerubo, you're a lawyer. I want to cut you short. You are going to be having a problem from your own organization, and that is Kerubo. You're going to be having Kerubo. Do you believe in an unwritten constitution?
It wouldn't essentially be a constitution, but they could they have an unwritten rules. Like
unwritten rules.
Pass them down and they evolve. Yeah.
So where are these rules stored?
In people's minds.
You know, let me tell you, Jagero, even in the National Assembly, we have something called precedents. Some things are done not because they are written down, but because they were done before and they were accepted as normal. So the rules of parliament, of Bunge La Wanainchi, is actually, it actually mirrors the national constitution.
Okay, you mean the national constitution or the act of parliament?
All of them combined. If we have to get to a point where we are supposed to execute a particular mandate as a Bunge, we follow the procedures as outlined by the standing orders of parliament, of the national parliament, and the Constitution of Kenya.
All right.
So it's not actually amorphous in the name that it's
so Kerubo, if I'm understanding him correctly, it means that Bunge La Wanainchi actually mimics the Parliament of the Republic of Kenya.
Exactly.
In a way, yeah.
Exactly. It mimics the procedures. Today is when?
Today is Monday.
Today is
Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, yes.
Second. Yesterday in our Bunge, we had an impeachment motion. And we followed all the procedures, the unwritten procedures. We wanted to impeach our president yesterday. And all the procedures, just as outlined in the National Assembly, were followed. A presenter, a mover of the motion, moved the motion. The speaker had a committee to look into the allegations. The president was called to defend themselves. And the members voted. Fortunately or unfortunately, the president was not impeached. So it is amorphous, but because it's mimicking the National Assembly, everything went on us.
So I want to ask you something that you said that is very interesting. You said that if you were to have a proper organization registered by the national government and subsequently have officials running Bunge La Wanainchi, and by the way, I was also told that one of the reasons why it has been very difficult to register the organization is because of the name Bunge. The name itself.
Sure.
Bunge.
Yes.
So I have never understood why you guys insist on calling it Bunge, and you know very well that at the point of registration you must suggest names to the registrar of organizations, right? And once you will push 3 names or 4 names, and then but because you guys insist on calling this thing Bunge, you know it will never pass because we already have Bunge. True. All right? True. So my problem has been, why is it that it appears to me that some people have decided that this thing must be called Bunge La Wanainchi?
Yes.
Okay? But Bunge La Wanainchi, that we know is in Parliament. Okay? So what I've never understood is that one, why are you afraid of being bought? While when you are coming to Bunge, you are actually coming to Bunge so that you can defend the people of Kenya. So why are you afraid of your leaders being bought?
2 things. It will defeat logic.
Okay.
It will defeat the objectives why it was established. When we talk about Bunge, the reason why we insist on using the name Bunge is because it encompasses all of us. With your opinion, with whatever you want to say, from whatever party you belong to. If it was, for example, a UDA party, then we should call it a summit of UDA or an ODM caucus. But we call it Bunge because in whatever small party you come from, whatever idea you have in your mind, it is allowed to be spoken at that particular point. So that's why we call it Bunge. We insist on the name Bunge. 2, by registering, as I have said, by registering, it will expose the leadership.
But you have a leadership, even though it's amorphous.
Yes.
We have the president right now, which is called Mr. Uyugi.
Yes.
We have a speaker that is known.
Yes.
Before Uyugi, we had somebody as the president.
Yes.
Before the current speaker, we had another speaker.
True. They are our subjects. They are accountable to us. They are there to only lead us in a direction of our choice, not them. If they will be recognized and probably be put on payroll by the government or by whoever will have bought them, definitely you will not be able to call out the government if in case it has some excesses. So we cannot allow it to be registered in the first place.
Kerubo, as a lawyer, what do you think about this registration issue? Do you think that because everything should be anchored on law? But I feel like these people want to have their cake and eat it. Like, on one hand, they want to have a strong organization. On the other hand, because the laws of this country are supposed to just manage this country. So you want Bunge or the President of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Ruto, to abide by the laws of the land. Okay? But these people do not want the laws of the land that requires that if you have an organization, the law would suggest that this thing be registered so that it is run professionally. What do you think about this?
I would say that this whole organization, their intention was never to be registered. They don't really want to be recognized in that manner. It's meant to be an open forum. Registering it would maybe be registering it as a party of a sort, and they don't want that. They don't want all that political excesses that come. It's meant to just be a forum so that they can call out people without any form of restriction or any form of oppression or any issues that would come up. It's just meant to give a platform so that anyone can come up. It's open. You just go there and you speak out about anything. But having it registered means you're going to have to state certain qualifications to join and like the main aim of the party and etc. So it's going to create boundaries, and they don't want boundaries. They want it to be open.
But my problem with them, Kerubo, is that they, in their amorphousness, they still want to have a president of an amorphous organization. Because then, what are the TORs of a president? Because it has to be spelled out. Like, for example, what is the role of a president of Bunge La Wanainchi. It should be anchored on some sort of paperwork, right? The speaker of Bunge, it should be anchored on some sort of paperwork. That is why I keep saying that they want to have their cake and eat it. They want this thing because the government runs, the parliament is run by the constitution of this country. So for me, my biggest problem for you, and I'm asking you as a lawyer, is that why would you want to have offices that have no rule to govern them? Because, for example, if we have the president of the Republic of Kenya, we have laws that govern the presidency. We are supposed to elect them after 5 years. This is what they're supposed to do. After every year, they should go to parliament and give a speech. There are different roles that a government is supposed to do, and it's anchored on law. So them as the president of Bunge La Wanainchi, what is the president supposed to be doing? What's the role of the president, for example? Because then if we talk about the role of the speaker, it might make a lot of sense because we can mirror it from parliament. But now the president of Bunge La Wanainchi, what is this? What are the roles of the president of Bunge La Wanainchi?
Jagero, you are repeating the same questions.
Okay.
There is something called freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
Okay.
One of the main objectives of Bunge.
I'm asking about the president.
Of the president.
Yes.
Is to ensure
yes.
that right is duly exercised.
Okay. The right of the members?
Freedom of speech.
Okay.
Freedom of expression.
Let me ask you in a different way.
Yes.
What are 1 to 5 roles of the president of Bunge La Wanainchi?
Roles of the president of Bunge La Wanainchi?
Yes.
To ensure that the objectives of Bunge are fulfilled.
Okay.
To lead in the calling out of government in case we have excesses.
Okay.
To scrutinize parliament. There's a time that parliament sometimes might be bought by the actual president.
Okay.
And therefore, Wanainchi will lack somebody to speak on their behalf.
Okay.
That's what led to some of these bills that led to Gen Z movements. So the work of Bunge, the president, is to come to the platform and tell us, guys, something is happening.
Okay.
And we must stand up for. Somebody must lead. That's the idea. Although we have the same objective of calling out the excesses, but somebody must lead. And that's the purpose of the president. And that's why the president of Bunge, normally and traditionally, has been from the opponent, from the opposition side.
Yes.
Because we don't want somebody who is incapable of calling out. Unfortunately, for this time round, our president happens to be a partner of the national government, but still we are putting him on toss.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said that the reason why you guys have always wanted the Bunge La Wanainchi to remain amorphous is so that they don't get bored. Joakim Simiyu went on record saying that the government operatives took over the elections of the last Bunge La Wanainchi. This is true or false?
Well, like I've told you, the Joakim was a member and was a contender.
Okay.
Yes, from the time elections were done, I have never seen him, so I can't really promise and say that he's still a member. But I can confidently say he was a member.
Okay.
And he was a contender.
Okay.
He has never shown up again since then.
Okay.
But what I've just told you, that the current president, unfortunately, happened to have had sponsors. Anybody is allowed to sponsor a candidate.
Okay.
So the current president...
Anybody is allowed to sponsor a candidate?
Yeah, if I want to contest to be Bunge, I can come to you, Jagger, and say, sponsor me, help me get that seat in the logistics.
And what do I get for sponsoring you?
Well, that's the point. That's exactly the point. That is exactly
what do I get for sponsoring you?
The point.
For example, right now,
yes.
If I was okay, go ahead.
If you are
that
RUTO,
is lovely.
If you are RUTO, for example, the president, and you have offered to sponsor me,
okay,
and I actually go and become president of Bunge La Wanainchi,
okay, then
it means you will have a lot of free way. You cannot, for example, come up with an absurd law and if you want to present a particular law,
yeah,
that you know very well it will be controversial and the public may not
like it.
The first person for you to approach will be me.
The president of
Bunge.
Bunge.
Sponsored me.
Yes.
And that's the headquarters of the origin of Madamano.
And then I'm telling you that unajua kuna kitu that is coming up. We are about to do a very bad thing in parliament.
Yes.
And now we know that this thing is going to be a bombshell at Bunge La Wanainchi.
Yes.
So
you reach out to the president.
I reach out to the president.
Because you sponsored him.
Okay. So then what does the president do? He kills this motion, or what does he do?
Yes. Now the president will come to parliament, to our Bunge now.
Yes.
And of course, Ruto will do his thing.
Okay.
He will do his thing.
Okay.
His noise will come up. Then you as the president of Bunge will monitor and measure the temperatures.
Okay.
Whoever you think is becoming loud enough, because you are bought, and probably Ruto is expecting you to do something for him.
Yes.
He will do what? He will now look and say, Jagger is done making noise here. Then he will be
so we have Joakim. We have 1 hour. Those are the noisemakers.
Yes. And that's how people like in 1 hour, like you are now mentioning, that's how they are so popular, because they will make noise, and because that's why you will see somebody making very much noise. Then tomorrow they are quiet. That's the problem of having a president sponsored by the people you are supposed to oversee.
Yes. Okay.
So that's how it goes. You cannot just allow a person of that nature. Unfortunately, that's what happened last election.
So last election, the executive sponsored the current president.
The current president.
And then he won.
And
then what we have seen after that is that Bunge La Wanainchi has never been the same again, especially the one at Jivanji Garden. We hear that it does not come. The president of Bunge La Wanainchi does not come. Sure. The people that used to be very loud are now in the pocket. And now the government is having a very free, they are not bothered about what is going on in parliament.
Well, it is not true to say they are not bothered. It is not true. And in fact, Bunge has, the objectives of Bunge are still running. The president, much as he was
bought,
or he was sponsored.
What is the difference? What is the difference?
He was not. I don't know. I have no evidence that he was bought.
Okay.
I have no evidence.
But you have evidence that he was sponsored.
I have evidence that he was sponsored. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
That he was a government-sponsored candidate. Everybody knows that. If Joakim told you that, he said the truth. My point is that Bunge is still running.
Okay.
Despite the fact that we had those challenges.
Lakini wamekata mguu ya Bunge.
Hawajakata mguu ya Bunge. Because even though Joakim, for example, who has not been coming to Bunge all the time, he still have people like us who supported him, who are still standing firm. So even if you are to buy, how many really will you be able to buy? We are so many. So it is not very easy also to buy as such. People imagine that people at Bunge are just cheap. It is not easy. Unless something that is at stake is going to demolish, to bring down the town. Otherwise, it's not easy to
But
buy.
I've never understood. So there are chapters of Bunge. Yeah. And you would say that the one at Jivanji is the
headquarter.
Is the headquarter.
National.
That is the national one.
Kenya and world over.
And then we have Jacaranda.
Yes.
We have spots of Bunge La Wanainchi across the country.
Yes.
So these ones all over the country, do they mirror the one at Jivanji? Do we have many presidents of Bunge, or we just have one president of Bunge?
No, we just have one president of Bunge, one national president of Bunge.
And then the chapters?
The chapters have chairmen.
Oh, I see.
So like in Jacaranda, although those chairmen also calling themselves presidents, but you have one president of Kenya. And
that is the problem of having something amorphous.
The problem with these names,
yeah.
These names sometimes give people some arrogance and pride. And it's good for them to enjoy to be called president. But what we know is that if we have to call on the president Bunge La Wanainchi in the Republic of Kenya, that would be the one in Jivanji.
Okay.
Because that's the origin of the entire
What gives them the right to claim that they are the only ones who can be called the only, because we have for example, we have vicars in the Anglican.
Yes.
And then we have the provost of All Saints Cathedral.
Yes.
So the provost of All Saints Cathedral can claim that is yenda wakosema. But now, because they do not have any constitution, why would they insist that they only have one president, and the other people in Kisii, where you come from, cannot call themselves president?
I know, as he said, they are all calling themselves president. But when it comes to a situation where you're calling upon one, we're working with the one at the headquarters. So he's the president, and so the others become like the governors, something like the subs.
Do you think they should be called governors?
Well, the president of Givenchy is the one who opens all these other branches. 2 weeks ago, we opened the Choka Bunge chapter.
Choka is where?
Choka is in Donholm, somewhere along Gagundo Road. We opened. The other week we were in Kitengela. So all these are our subjects.
Who made Jaoko Oburu the patron of Bunge La Wanainchi?
Nobody. You know. That's subject to discussion. We are still discussing that issue.
No, I want to discuss with you.
Yes, I'm saying, as Bunge, I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to lie to your podium.
Yeah.
We have never sat anywhere and passed Jaoko. In fact, some of us don't even know who Jaoko is. We have never seen him even agitating for anything. So that is still contentious. We are still demanding to know from our president.
Okay.
Where did Jaoko come from? So if you have heard Jaoko being declared as a Bunge La Wanainchi patron, that is not yet confirmed.
Who made him patron? Because Kerubo is here, right?
Yes.
Kerubo cannot come here and say that she's the patron of political headache. Somebody at political headache has had that conversation with him. And who is it that has had a conversation with Jaoko to make him patron? Because who is Jaoko? Jaoko is the son of Oburu Odinga.
True.
Correct? True. Oburu Odinga is the party leader of ODM.
Yes.
The ODM is in bed with the government in what they call broad-based government. Okay, the government is the one that sponsored your president, and now he's president of Bunge.
Yes. So
we have Jaoko, who is calling himself a patron of Bunge La Wanainchi. We have your president that was bought and sponsored by the government. This person calling himself patron is the son of the owner of Nusumkate. Sindio. Mm-hmm. So then what do you deduce from that? That Jaoko has been sent to even take more control of Bunge.
We have those suspicions, as you are rightly putting it, actually.
Yeah.
We have those suspicions, but let me tell you this. As we speak today, we have that discussion in Bunge. Because we know our patron, the actual patron is late Raila Odinga.
Okay.
That is our patron,
by
the way.
That's big. Now.
It's as big.
Because let me tell you something.
Yes.
We had ODM. Mm-hmm. ODM was a party of Raila Odinga. True. Correct?
Yes.
In 2005, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, and the rest of them come together and defeat Moi Kibaki in the Wako draft referendum of 2005. Sure. Kibaki gets very angry, okay, and says, okay, you guys have to get out of my government because I cannot have all these people that do not like what I am doing. They take off from NAC, and then they want to, because they were running under the orange democratic. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my book, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjegero.co.ke. There was the chungwa, and then there was the banana. Yes, okay? Yes. So now they know that this is a very popular thing. They ran away with the chungwa. Igambi had actually taken off very quickly and registered Orange Democratic Movement as a party. Yes, when Raila and Co. bowls out, they realized that, oh, after all, we do not have a party. Okay? And then they form ODM Kenya, together with Kalonzo Musyoka and the rest of them. Sindio, once they have done that, they want a presidential candidate to go head-to-head with Kibaki, correct? In the 2007 election, okay? Kalonzo wants to be president.
Raila also
wants to be president. Then they disagree. ODM Kenya, the Manzo who had actually registered the party, takes off with the party. Raila remains partyless. Raila goes to Manyara and tells him, bro, give me my party.
Yes.
Because this is my rightful thing. And then Raila becomes the owner of ODM. Okay? Yes. And then it goes to the estate of Raila Odinga as one of his things. And Raila has always pocketed ODM all the way to his death. Okay? And then Oburu is made the party leader. What happens is the party actually leaves Raila's home and goes to Oburu's home. That is why Winnie had a problem.
Yes,
okay?
You are right.
So now they have taken Raila's party, is in Oburu's compound. Okay? Raila was the patron of Bunge La Wanainchi. His son is now grabbing the patron position again. What is going on?
Exactly what I'm telling you. For you to be patron of Bunge La Wanainchi, we as the membership, we know where the organization came from.
Okay.
We know you must be somebody who stands for something.
What does Jaoko stand for, if you know?
Really, nothing. I have never heard of Jaoko apart from recently after the death of Raila.
Why has he come out just only after the death of Raila?
Those are the questions you are still asking at Bunge. I mean, yesterday during the defense of our president, during the impeachment, we wanted to know. Fortunately, one of the membership, happens to work in the office of Jaoko Burodi.
Okay.
And that is the guy who brought him. Because he has visited the Jacaranda Jivanji before. Slightly after the death of Baba, after the burial, he visited there. And I came to realize that one of our members,
yes,
who is also an official, they are also regarded as prime minister. We have those kind of titles there. So that is the person who
you also have a prime minister.
Yes, we have. People are rich. We have a security minister. Now, that prime minister is the one who brought Jaoko because he works in his office. And we wanted Jaoko to just come, and the idea was that he's coming to thank us.
Okay.
For facilitating a heroic send-off for Baba in town. You know, when we had the news that Baba had
passed on, yes,
that morning, Everybody assembled in the Jivanji. All the noise and all the reliefs and the joy songs you are seeing originated at the Jivanji. So he went to thank us for facilitating that heroic welcome and everything and send off. But then suddenly, it turned out he has become the patron. So we are still asking, how did he become patron?
Do you know how Raila Odinga became the patron of
Yes.
Bunge? How?
Raila Odinga, by the way, it is not starting lately. From the time he left imprisonment, if you go to look at the speech where Raila was just after he has been
released from prison.
Detention, yes, that's the origin of exact movement of this movement.
Oh,
yes, that's the origin, and he used to fight the Moi government. He used to have a following that was only anti-government. So that's what moved into the Bunge.
Okay.
That's what moved into people who were like...
So Raila is a bona fide founder of this?
Yes. Kina Orengo, some of them had just left university, others, Kina Gidopi Manyara were there, Kina Martin Shikuku, Parliament. Those are the people who started this thing called Bunge La Wanainchi. Okay. So it stretches back from...
Do you think that it is right for Jaoko Oburu to come and install himself as the patron of Bunge La Wanainchi?
I don't think so. He does not qualify a bit. He doesn't. Including his brother. They don't qualify even in ODM. Yes, really. You know, for you to be a person to call out government, to stand up for what this government, for the excesses of this government, and call it out, you cannot be in bed with it. So at least the least we can have is somebody like, at least somebody outside. So we cannot take Jaoko, although the kind of arrangement that we have between the government and ODM, government and the opposition, can bring a debate, and somebody could probably say that we support for purposes of achieving a particular objective. And that's now what the danger is. We shall defeat the objective. So some of us in Bunge are dissatisfied with the membership, with the patronship of Jaoko. Because Jaoko, in fact, some of us have, I was there in 2005 following the orange and banana all over. Jaoko wasn't anywhere. Nobody knows what even he does. I'm told he works in some office where he recruits people to go to work abroad or wherever. I don't even know what he does. Nobody even knows him. I saw him for the first time speaking before people kwa matanga ya uncle yake. He doesn't qualify really. But it is still subject to discussion. Yes, at least if he must, okay, we have put some conditions.
Okay, what are the conditions?
We have put some conditions.
Okay, what are the conditions?
First, because we know where he is working, at least there are rumors, some of people who know where he works, we know him. For some condition, the condition is that he must get members from Bunge. Those members, by the people have gone to school in that Bunge. Yeah. Those people who are in that Bunge and are qualified for particular positions from anywhere.
Yes.
Our pay kazi. Kitu cha pili. Okay. We want our media there to kuwe na facilities kama hizi. Unaona kama hizi zako? Anunue.
Kwani hizi zimenunuliwa na Ubuna na Jaoko?
At least to compensate for the free gift of being a patron. Because Raila paid for this for the patronship with his blood. Yes. But he's just coming to get it for free. To sweat on some of our
so anunue equipments kama hizi.
At least anunue kama hizi tuweze kupeperusha vikao zetu pale kila wakati. You know that some bunges like the one that we opened at Choka, wako na chairs, wako na tent, they sit comfortably and they discuss things. Have you been to the Westlands Bunge?
I've never been there. It's good.
It is in a hall with benches. People sit and they will. It's a serious Bunge.
And then you have the headquarters sitting
the headquarters sitting on a stone, and you are telling us become patron for nothing. We can't take that.
And that is why I'm like, what is the president doing? What is their president doing? What is their president doing? The president cannot even buy benches. At least Joaquim would have bought you benches from Wanjiki.
The president is that two things, and I play the devil's advocate. First of all, you need to understand that he's not on payroll. That job is purely a service. There is no payment. No payment.
But mulipewa City Kanjo toilets where you collect money. Where does the money go?
Who was given City Kanjo toilet? that toilet belongs to the city county. And the governor in the office of governor, it was given to us during Sonko time. So when another person comes in, they have their own way of going about it.
So the toilet now is still belongs to you guys?
It doesn't. Well, that's supposed, or that's at least what is outside there. It has a person, somebody has grabbed it.
And he's collecting money, he's not giving Bunge.
Yes, he's not. We are also paying to use that toilet. And we are also
but I thought somebody told me, I don't know whether it was Jaoko or somebody else, that the toilet is actually a money minting facility for Bunge La Wanainchi.
No, for an individual. Jaoko also probably he wanted to use that one to enrich himself when he gets to presidency, because I can tell you who owns the toilet. By the way, this government attempted. Oyugi's government attempted to take it over. Goons spent there the whole day, the whole week.
Protecting it. How much do you think they collect in a day from the toilet?
A lot. You just for short call 20 bob.
And you can have you can have more than 1,000 going there.
We know you are taking porridge there all the time. So people are, the only food that we have here is porridge. So one needs to take a porridge, you can.
Who is selling the porridge, by the way? Is it a member? I hear there is a woman there who sells porridge.
Several women, just our women. Wives to members. Wives and girlfriends to members. You see?
This is very interesting. I like the toilet discussion. Kerubo should make some petitions. As the lawyer, Kerubo should make some petitions to have you guys at least have the toilet.
We will appreciate. But now, for you to take over that toilet, there are a lot of things that you are supposed, first of all, to do. The person who was president that time when Sonko was governor, that person was the one who took advantage of his position. And that's why Joachim and these other contenders, they take that position as a life and death matter, because it opens doors for you that you will have otherwise not entered on your own as a person. So being the president when you become president of that place, it opens doors for you. You get networks and connections. Offices that you not have entered on your own, you are now able to access just by saying I'm the president of Bunge La Wanainchi, because you are given a certificate and you have given us a card to actually show that.
Where do you get the certificate from a cyber cafe? I mean it is amorphous. Where is the certificate coming from?
We have an IEBC responsible for that.
IBC in Bunge?
Yes, we have our IEBC. We nominate members who conduct elections. And after they conduct elections, they must prepare a certified certificate for whoever will win and equip them with a card, a pass card for any office that they want.
Yes, as we go towards the close of this conversation, which I have thoroughly enjoyed, I want to talk about informed ballot movement. The question that I want to start with is, what is it? Why is it? Because you remember when I started talking about the registration of Bunge La Wanainchi,
yes.
And you told me that for 1, 2, 3, it's not easy for it to get registered.
Yes.
But now you have the informed ballot movement. What is this, and why would you start an organization that is different from Bunge La Wanainchi? What are you trying to get?
Thank you. Informed ballot movement is an initiative that we have started with the intention of educating, enlightening people, or majorly the populace, on the importance of electing leaders of integrity.
Okay.
And that has been come about by the fact that when you use Bunge, for example, it cannot help us because it also propagating the same kind of mischief, and it's not even registered. But now when we come to informed ballot movement, we are encouraging people to scrutinize the contenders of whatever positions to ensure that you really get the correct. Reason being, Kenyans and mostly the Gen Zs, for example, we can comfortably say that we don't know what we really want, because we are saying maybe there is corruption, but we are going to be bribed, taking the same bribes for us to vote. We say we want to remove this government. And this election that we just concluded recently is a very good example. By the way, you can conclude comfortably and say that Kenyans really do not know what they want. Because all along, people have been agitating for change and they don't want Ruto and his accomplices. But the election that was just concluded the other day, you can conclude comfortably that we don't know what we want. And what we are lacking is the information, is the knowledge. You know, we in informed ballot, in informed ballot,
kidogo tena huku mbele, hivyo.
In informed ballot, we are trying to enlighten the population, not by choosing which particular side to follow, but by coming up with equipping the knowledge of exactly what to look for in case we want to transform this country. You realize that, for example, a politician can come and they are telling us, for example, if I might go local a bit, like in Western where we come from, there's a lot of complaint, people telling us that for example, Mudavadi, who happens to be the kingpin, which is also a mistake. If we want a nation that is of statesmen, we don't talk about kingpins. But they are telling us that Mudavadi probably does not help the people of Western. He has been useless. But then you wonder, you remind them that if Mudavadi has had a party called ANC, he has presented a candidate. In his own constituency, even Raila presented a candidate. People in his place voted for the Raila candidate. They left Mudavadi person. So how are we supporting Mudavadi? How do we claim that he's not helping us? Yet when he needs us, we want there to help him. Recently we have the hot cake in town of Western called Natembea. Natembea, for example, Tawe.
Yeah.
People are sitting in Tawe. Natembea, recently, derogatory remarks were said before camera. He said very abusive statements about leaders. And they claim to be leaders, borrowing from Wamalwa Kijana. Wamalwa Kijana has never abused any leader. Never. But you are standing there saying watangula kuplarifaken, watangula sijui watangula sijui things I don't want to say on my podium. But you are saying you are a student of Wamalwa Kijana, and the crowd is shouting and cheering you. That means that they don't have information. So we are saying no. After listening to that nonsense and everything, please come back and now think. How do we tell these people to understand the truth of how these leaders are taking us? When you go to, like the story I was telling you about a leader who comfortably told us that if the country burns, he has no problem, he'll board the vehicle, the plane and go to wherever. These people think that because those houses, because they are received in those countries with the red carpets when they are visiting as tourists, they think when they arrive there as refugees, they'll still be received in the same manner. Everybody, if Kenya burns, all of us are going to burn. And if you don't burn from here, you will burn from wherever. Do you know, I was a teacher, teaching in a school here called Karen South at some point in my life. And it is full of South Sudanese. A student, one of my students was a child of a minister who was in the refugee camp in Kakuma. So this is a person who was a minister wherever he was. He used to come here and be received by the president. Now he is received, when he arrived on foot, because of the problems in their country.
Through the Kakuma border.
Yes. He was sent to go and stay in the refugee camp. And all that status is now null and void. So my point is, we were using informed ballot movement to educate people.
It's a civic movement.
It's a civic movement to make people understand that we are joking with fire. The Genesis, for example.
Why are you pointing at her?
Because she is. For example, this election is a very good example. Two things can come from it. Either they don't know what they want, or if they know, they don't know how to get it.
I want to give an opportunity to say something because you have been you're talking about Gen Z and she's
yes.
As a Gen Z, many people like to say that we don't know what we want,
but
we do. We know what we want. The problem is we are not seeing someone who's presenting what we want. All these people who have come up and they're telling us they're bringing change, you're not being specific about what change you're giving us. We don't just want to hear, we will give you a better Kenya. Better in what way? What exactly are you bringing to the table? You see, all these people who are coming up and they're vying in the upcoming elections, these are people who have been in politics since the 1900s. As a Gen Z, we were born 1900s. As a Gen Z, I was born hearing about them. I learned about them back in SST. So they haven't really done much. So it's not that Gen Z, we don't know what we want. We know what we want, but you're not presenting that. They are all critics, actually. All these people, they're just criticizing. They're all saying how the current government is bad. Okay, how are you better? So you're vying, yes, but how are you better? Are you different? You're not telling us what you're doing different. You're just pointing out what we are all seeing. We are saying it's bad. That's okay. So how are you better?
Do you think that you guys should have been an amorphous organization? Because when you go in June 2024, June 24th, 2024, right? You guys went to the streets. Generally, Gen Zs went to the streets and said that this government should resign and go home.
Yeah.
But then later on, you were asked, okay, who amongst you should lead that course of change and leadership that you want? And you guys said that you don't have a leader, you don't want to have a leader. We remember there was Kasmuel Makoure, that was a very strong Gen Z leader that was then bought by Raila Odinga, and they were flying all over in a chopper. I'm using the word boat very lightly.
I know.
Yes. And then he fizzled out. And right now, he's a staunch ODM member that is talking most from 24 hours, just about ODM, okay, as Chama Kubwa. All right. Then we had the other gentleman that I don't remember his name, the one that is now taking flight. He has now gone, he's doing, he's becoming a pilot. I don't know, the one that was selling vehicles. You remember him? Huh? Cairo. Cairo was also a very huge upcoming.
Yes.
Then when we had Morara, that was shuttling the country, and a lot of people it comes from your place. He was shuttling around the country saying that this has not been done, Mogadishu, what has not been done, and then he has now gone back to selling his furniture. Correct? So now I am just wondering, yes, Kerubo is right in saying that the people that she's hearing about are people from the 1900s. Fair enough. But now, who amongst you is coming out to replace these people? For example, right now, I want to ask you a direct question. Who do you think is a Gen Z that can offer themselves to be president of the country?
That's another issue.
Okay, go ahead.
That's another issue.
What is the issue? What is the issue? I want to hear, what is the issue?
Okay, we can see the problems, but another problem is we ourselves, we aren't exactly the ideal solution. Because we also don't have experience. We don't have that experience to offer ourselves.
I thought Makoure was coming up very strongly. Morara was coming up very strongly, but he decided that getting 2,000, 1,000 into his M-Pesa account was better than
Yeah, that's now the problem. That once people get into this, they backslide. They leave. They backslide. They leave the course. They drop the course, and that's a major issue that we as Gen Z are facing. That we would like to or rather we would want a Gen Z as well, but we aren't seeing someone, or rather we aren't seeing someone we can trust enough that if he gets there or if she gets there, she won't change.
And then the problem that I'm seeing with that is that people are not taking you guys seriously anymore. Yes. And it is really, really sad. Even the president, you used to really fear Gen Zs. It's like, these people, we had a by-election and they never voted. In Kasipul, the young people did not vote.
That is why I'm saying we have this thing called informed ballot movement. We want to inform the Gen Zs.
The other thing is that they are not taking the voter cards.
Yes.
That is what it's for now. We at IBM, we want to reach out to all these people and we tell them that the first thing is to get that vote. We need to get the vote. Even as we are still working on who to vote for, we still need that card so that we can be sure that we do have a say in whoever is going to be in the leadership of the country. We can't just be sitting back and criticizing from our homes. Yeah, so that's what we are trying to emphasize on at IBM, that we are trying to basically give voters education.
So then I don't know whether you are the one to answer this, or we can go to Kerubo and tell us a little bit of if you want to join.
No, we are. She will. I want just to say that what we are doing is exactly by informing the people.
Yeah.
the Gen Zs.
How do you guys do it? By way of town halls? By way of another bunge? How do you guys do it?
No, it hasn't been long. But we started from church podiums. In most cases, we have been meeting after church services.
Okay, after church services? Yes. Is it a Christian organization?
No, it is not. I'm saying that.
Okay. On a Sunday afternoon, you mean?
On a Sunday afternoon, sometimes. Most of these churches, let me tell you.
Yes.
Most of these churches around here will have programs in the afternoon of youth meeting for particular businesses. Like today, this last Sunday, personally, I was a guest in some harambe somewhere in a church. So such kind of platforms, we use them to educate people to understand. The barazas of the chiefs. When you go to public participation venues where they are probably talking about a particular issue, that's where we use. There's this guy called Patrick in the county government of Nairobi. He has invited us severally to talk about our issues
Patrick
on those platforms. I can't remember the other name, but it's called Patrick. He's in charge of organizing those public participation meetings in various constituencies. So he invites us most of the time, and we air our views. We teach people what we think.
Okay.
We also seek to partner. Because Kenyans are difficult. We also seek to partner with a lot of other like-minded people, because what we want is the Gen Z especially to understand that what they need is proper leadership in the country. The leadership that will give us a better life is determined by the ballot.
Okay, thank you. Any last words before we wrap it up?
Okay, so...
Come closer to the mic.
Okay, so I would say that there's still hope in Kenya, as much as we feel like the situation is hopeless.
Yeah.
There's still hope, and I would like to tell everyone generally that it doesn't really take that much, that you should have faith. As much as we keep hearing almost every single elections, kura zimebiwa, that if we all could come together and decide that this is the person we want and we trust this person, then we could vote such a person in. But just saying that this one will win and going home and not pulling up on elections day, it's why we are failing, because you're not coming to vote. There's no one who's going to vote in that good leader if you don't vote them in. Remember, if you leave the older generations to vote that incoming leadership, they're the ones who voted this last leadership. half of us Gen Zs were in Form 3, Form 4. So they're the ones who voted in those bad leadership. So we should all stand, all get your voters' cards, and we all show up on elections. It's easier to hold people accountable if you all came there. You say, I voted, you voted, you voted. So how did you get there? But I didn't vote, you didn't vote, he didn't vote. So how could you get there? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mister. I really enjoyed it. Especially the Bunge La Wanainchi story. I wish you guys well at the informed ballot movement, and I think that we will partner together, because our political headache also has the political town hall called Fails the Nation. She was not there, but yes, you were there. I was. So the next one we are starting, we are doing another one probably before the end of December, or at the very latest, the start of January. So I hope that we can come together, talk about issues of our country, because I am very passionate about it.
Yes, just a minute, Danny.
In
a minute.
In less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
Yes.
I watch your video, your shows all the time. When you have visitors here, like Fanyamambo, like Joakim, please be asking them. Somebody like Fanyamambo, we know him. The day he was just given a small opportunity by President Uhuru Kenyatta, he went over with his TX, stepping on women's tomatoes and all that.
Really?
When he talks about proper leadership and diligence and everything, please be asking them who they really are.
In fact, what I'm going to do is that I will organize a conversation between you, Fanyamambo, Joakim. We discuss and debate.
Yes, Joakim should not just tell us that they'll brush out and refuse to pay the debt because it's odious. They must tell us after not paying what happens. Those auditing that they intend to take, they are for their own internal consumption. When the due date of payment comes, it must be paid. He must know that. Don't be letting them to just go with leaving us with more questions than answers.
Okay, fair enough. I totally agree with you. And one of the things that I always have a problem with also, when I call people to come to political headache, wanaongeanga tu huko nje. Nikiwaambia, you were supposed to come, the three of you. Huyu mrembo ndo ameamuka asubuhi. Watu wenyu wawili wamekataa kukuja.
Hawajakataa kukuja.
Thank you very much, people of the internet. Until another episode of